exhale, let's go ahead and start on our backs. And connect with our breath in the back. Or if you want to sit, you can always just sit. Connect with the breath in and out to the body. Maybe noticing if the breath is cool or warm. Maybe noticing if the air on our skin is cool or warm. And then our quote for the day from our Eat Dessert First book is, make a screeching sound every time you turn a corner. And so if you're driving today, you can make a screeching sound every time you make a turn. Or even more, we can just take those tasks that we do every day, maybe just add a little flavor to them. We give them a little pizzazz. Every time we send an email, maybe we can scream, I won, I don't know. We can just add a little variety, add a little excitement to those things that we do every day. Bring that mindfulness in. Be aware of what we're doing as we go about our days. Feel the breath in the body. And if you're not on your back yet, find your back. And let's hug our knees into the chest, waking up the low back, a little apanasana. You can rock side to side, getting some circulation up and down the spine as we move and hug those knees in. And then let's bring our knees kind of into 90 and our arms out like a T, and then let the knees come over to the right. So the left is on top of the right's on the earth, just a little twist. Exhale. Feeling the stomach twist as we digest any experience, inviting that digestion experience into our space today. And exhale, maybe make a screeching noise as you go over to the left. And then be right here in your twist on the left side. Breathing in and out. And then inhale. Exhale, sigh. And exhale, bring it back to center. Knees are still kind of side by side, ankles in line with the knees. And then let's bring our right foot to the bottom of that left knee. Kind of stack it on the top of the thigh. And find your figure four. So maybe you lift your upper back off the earth. You kind of bring the nose towards the thigh. Maybe you leave the upper back on the floor, but hug those knees in. We're noticing the hamstrings and the side of the right leg. You can flex the right foot if you want. You can even rock side to side a little. Noticing if you maybe push that right knee away, the sensation changes in the body. And then exhale, let's release that foot. You can kind of shake the feet out, shake the legs out, and then bring the left ankle towards that right knee and find your figure four on the other side. And let this side be its own experience. It might feel different, might feel the same. You can bring your upper back off the floor, your nose towards that shin, chest towards the thigh. Flexing the foot if you want. Breathing in and out. And now let's exhale, release the feet. Bring them down to the floor. And then we're going to notice our pelvic tilt. So when we tilt the pelvis, there's a space between the back and the floor. When we tuck it, we bring that low back down. So let's just bring awareness to the way the hips are. So we tilt and there's a space between the floor and the back. And we tuck and the low back's on the earth. So we'll remember that when we come into our chair pose here in a few breaths. So let's make our way up to stand. Maybe we find Tadasana. Come all the way up, rise, inhale. And then we'll exhale, come into chair, and then tuck the pelvis. So maybe that back is kind of straight, arms reach for the sky. And then exhale, fold it forward, Uttanasana. And now let's step our feet all the way back, finding our plank pose. And then lower down, knees to the floor, tops of the thighs to the earth. And now let's bring our arms out like a Y. So they're at an angle from the shoulders, and then hands are wide, and then press the hands into the floor, lift the chest. Yeah, lift the heart, inhale. And then exhale, let's roll the heart down as we bend the elbows. The arms might be kind of like goalposts right now on the floor. And then we'll inhale, press into the hands, lifting the heart. The arms might come straight, lift the heart up. Maybe reach the legs back, so we stretch out through the legs, the toes point. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, breathe it all out. And then we'll exhale, bring our hands to the earth, press up, find tabletop, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And then let's tilt the pelvis so the stomach drops. There's that space in that low back core on the floor, lift the heart. And then we'll exhale, round, heading into cow. So we tuck the pelvis. And inhale, round. And then exhale, press the earth away, cow pose. Or cat pose, sorry. And then we'll inhale to tabletop. And once we get to tabletop, let's point the right toe, bring the right toe to the sky. And then feel that curve in the low back. Point the toe, the heart lifts. Then exhale, we'll round the nose to the knee. Let's pause here for a breath or two. Then exhale. Find that tilt, toe reaches to the sky. Then exhale, nose to the knee. Inhale one more time, toe to the sky. And then exhale, bring that knee down, and then we'll move our hips side to side. We can bring the knees really, really wide. You just go one side and then the other. And now bring our knees together so they're right underneath the hips. Let's bring our arms out wide again. So maybe our hands are mat distance apart. Find a flat back. And then let's lower down a little push-up. So bend the elbows, bring the nose to the earth. Then exhale, press up. Keeping the hands wide, let's do that one more time. We'll lower down, exhale, bend the elbows, nose goes to the earth. You can pause at the bottom for a breath. And exhale, press it up. And now let's bring the hands in a little bit. So maybe the hands are underneath the shoulders this time. So hands press into the earth. The back is flat, so tuck the pelvis. Exhale, let's lower that nose down. Bend the elbows, and then press it up. And exhale, lower down the nose, bend the elbows. Pause at the bottom, breathe into the earth. And exhale, press it back up. Good, let's set our hips back. We'll rise up. Maybe roll the wrists out, and then roll the arms all the way down. Out like a T, down to our side. And then we'll find tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders. And then we'll point the left toes to the sky, stomach drops, chest lifts. Exhale the nose to the knee. Then inhale, point the toe to the sky, chest opens and lifts. Exhale, round knee to the nose. Inhale, toes to the sky, heart opens. Exhale, belly button to spine, round, toward cat back. Nice job. Then inhale, point the toe. Let's pause here at the top. Create that space between the shoulders. Then exhale, round, nose to the knee. And then lower that knee down. And this time we'll bring our knees wide. Let's walk our hands forward. So our hands are no longer underneath the shoulders. We'll sit back into wide-legged child's pose. And then we'll inhale, float up. And then bring the hands kind of in a little bit so they're under the shoulders. And then let the heart shine through. Now bring the big toes together and bring those heels towards the back. Toes point towards the head as we kind of arch the back. Okay, so we're going to exhale, bring everything back to a wide-legged child's pose. And then we'll inhale, float the heart, float the toes up so the toes point towards the head and the heart opens and the head floats back. Raja Bhujangasana, our King Cobra pose. Exhale back. One more time, legs. Wide-legged child's pose. Nice job, ladies. And then inhale, floating onto the palms, the toes reach up. The hips sink towards the floor. The heart lifts, the head tilts back. Toes point towards the head. Now exhale, bring the shoulders over the wrists, the toes come down. Let's sit back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, or lower down those forearms for our forearm dolphin. And we'll breathe here, inhale and exhale. And breathe in and out. And exhale. And let's inhale, straighten the arms, come into downward facing dog. We'll float up just for a moment into our plank pose. Let's be here, a breath, inhale. Then exhale, press it back to downward facing dog. And now from here, let's step our left foot kind of forward and through between the right arm and the right leg, so it's off to the side. Yep. And let's pause here in this variation of plank. And if you want to try to bend the elbows and just lower the heart down a little bit, you can. And then press it up. Maybe you want to open up into forearm plank, or excuse me, side plank. You can flip the arms up. Hang out in plank, or side plank, or you can come down to plank and bend the elbows, come back up. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. So toes back, you bring your forearms to the floor if you want. Pausing here, we'll inhale, exhale. And inhale, straighten the arms for downward facing dog. Let's float up to plank pose. But always lower the knees, or you can keep the hips lifted and the knees lifted. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And now send the right foot through between the left leg and the left hand. And then from there, maybe you can hang out here, or you can bend the elbows and lower down. Or maybe you want to come into your side plank variation with the left leg long, the left arm up. If you're in your plank, you can lower down, you can hang out. One more breath wherever you're at. And then exhale, send the right foot back to downward facing dog. One breath here. And then exhale, step the feet forward between the hands. Sit back and then roll all the way up. Exhale, release the hands down. Shake it out. Nice job. And now here we'll lift our arms up to the sky. Sit back in our chair, and then be mindful of the pelvis. Tuck the pelvis so the navel lifts, maybe that sacrum goes down. Maybe you feel some engagement of the upper thighs now. So let's pause here in our chair. Inhale and exhale. Breathe it in. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Shift the weight to the right foot. Step the left foot back, and then lower that left knee to the ground. Hands in prayer, or they can be reaching up towards the sky. Nice job. Inhale. And exhale, sigh. Maybe press those hips forward with the top of the left foot pressing into the floor, and feel the opening in the front of the left leg, that hip flexor. And now bring the hands to the heart, and then exhale, let's twist towards the right. We can bring the left elbow towards that right knee and open up the arms, or just stay with the heart beating in the same direction, kind of as the right side body. So whatever works for you, let's breathe in and out. And then exhale, bring the heart and the hands back to the center. Let's frame our front foot. Curl the toes under the left foot, coming into a full lunge now. And then we'll send the right leg back to plank pose. From here, let's lower down our knees. Bring our hands wide, maybe mat distance wide, maybe wider. And let's come back up to plank and just feel the difference in the load here with our arms wide. Maybe we notice some different muscles in the body. Tuck the pelvis. Now let's lower down the knees. Bring the hands kind of underneath the shoulders, like we typically do probably. Then press up to plank. Maybe notice some different muscles than before. Now exhale back to downward facing dog. Breathing in and out here. Let's inhale, step our left foot forward. Lower that right knee down. Low lunge, arms can come up. Reach for the sky if you can be in front of the heart in prayer. Maybe you press the hips forward as you press the top of the right foot down. You press the top of the right foot down, notice the response in that hip flexor in the right leg. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart if you want, and twist to the left. Keep those hips forward and the knees forward. Maybe bring that right elbow towards the left knee. You can open your arms up wide as if you were catching a big beach ball. Breathing in and out. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands together, and then the heart and the hands come back to center. Shoulders up over the hips. Rise through that left foot. Feel the hips lift as you press the left foot into the floor, and now curl the toes of the right foot under, look up for a lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the foot. Send the left foot back. Now let's float back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pause here for a breath. And then we'll exhale, float forward to plank pose and lower right down to the knees. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And then I know a couple of you have started running, so we really need to strengthen those glutes. So let's keep our back flat. And we're going to bring that right toe to the sky, but rather than kind of tilting that pelvis to have that round in the back, keep the back flat and just keep that back flat, point the toe to the sky. And then bring that toe back to tap the floor, and then back up to the sky. Maybe you feel that glute engage when you get it to a certain height. Yeah, so just tap and float the toe up a few times. And your next exhale, when that knee comes down, pause there. Come into your wide-legged child's pose. As you send the hips back, lengthen that spine. Lengthen that low back as you really walk the hands forward and reach, reach, reach. Feel the breath in the body as you fold in your child's pose. And then we'll exhale, come back up to plank, bring the knees in, or back to tabletop, bring the knees in, hands underneath the shoulders. And now keeping that back flat, no rounding in that low back. Point the left toes up to the sky, maybe noticing the glutes engage. And then tap the knee to the earth, and then bring it back up. Bringing all of our awareness right here to this movement, noticing the hip socket moving, the knee tapping, the glutes activating, the hamstrings activating as we move. Really nice job. 2 more times, so 2 more ins and outs of the breath. So the next time that knee comes down, let's pause in tabletop, bring our hands wide, so mat distance wide, lower down, so kind of creep the knees back, tops of the thighs come down, bending the arms, tops of the legs, tops of the feet, the stomach, and then bring your arms out like a Y again. And then press the hands into the floor, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, sigh out the mouth, releasing some heat maybe. Breathe in. And exhale, let's press our hands into the floor this time. We could maybe bring them a little closer to the shoulders so you can straighten the arms a little bit. Variation of our Bhujangasana with the arms wide. Maybe close the eyes and feel the palms, the forearms active. Maybe grip the fingers into the floor. And then relax the palms and the fingers and then roll down to the floor. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press it up and back, wide-legged child's pose. Lowering the seat down towards the heels, breathing in and out. And sigh. And now let's roll forward, coming into our Raja Bhujangasana, so toes together, hips drop, heart lifts, heels and the head kind of reach for each other. And you roll it back nice and slow, kind of cooling the body down by moving slow. And one more King Cobra pose. Press the hands into the earth, float the heart, the chest forward, knees are wide, hips dip, heart lifts, head and toes reach for each other. And then exhale, sit back into your child's pose. We'll pause for a moment. Exhale. And now we'll lift the heart and the chest, bring everything from the front of the body down to the floor. So coming down, the hands can be kind of beside the face, the gaze can be towards the floor. Let's bend our knees so our heels stack over the knees. And then reach the hands back so the fingertips reach towards the heels. Lift the head and the heart. Maybe lift the tops of the thighs off the earth. Pubic bone presses to the floor. Feet reach, the bottoms of the feet reach for the sky. The heart opens up. Variation of our Dhanurasana. Exhale, lower to the ground. Everything, head, chest, shoulders, top of the thighs down. And inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Bend those knees. Fingertips reach towards the knees, the heels, feet reach for the sky. Maybe the tops of the thighs lift off the earth. Heart opens. And then exhale, lower everything down. Press the hands into the floor. Press up and back to child's pose. Maybe pausing in puppy pose. Lengthening the spine as we send the seat towards the heels. Maybe you offer some cat-cows on the way, whatever you need to just kind of juice up that spine again and lengthen the areas that we compress in the low back. And then we'll make our way onto our backs. So feet on the floor, low back to the floor, top of the back, so upper back, pull back on the floor because we're going to tuck that pelvis so the back is flat. Now with the feet on the floor, maybe hip distance apart underneath the knees, we'll flow up, press the feet to the earth with those glutes, drive the hips towards the sky. Yeah, for bridge pose, then we'll exhale, roll it down. One vertebrae at a time. And the low back, the hips. Let's press the feet down, roll that spine. As we press the hips up, maybe you bring the arms up and above the head. And then exhale, lower everything down, one vertebrae at a time. The hands float across the sky. And last time, we'll press the hips up. Feel the vertebrae lengthen. Even the shoulders kind of roll back. As we bring the arms back above the head, we can pause here. Press the feet into the floor. Really feel those hamstrings respond when you press the feet down. And then exhale, let's lower everything down. Really, really slowly, bit by bit by bit. And maybe when you get to the floor, you bring the knees into the chest again. Maybe find a happy baby, open up those hamstrings, those hips. And when you're ready, there's no rush to find Shavasana. Be here for a couple minutes, just letting ourselves cool and sink into our rest. Absorbing all the nuances of these breaths, these movements, especially the mindful movements. Relaxing those glutes and those hips, quads and the hamstrings. The soles of the feet and the palms. Now scan the body from toe to fingertip and thank your body for everything it's done so far this morning. You can roll to one side and come to a seat with no rush. And we'll close with our pranayama. So you can find whatever seat you want. Yeah, and this pranayama is really, really effective. It's called the sheet kari pranayama, and it's cooling. So you can remember that because you think, holy shit, it's hot. So then you're going to do this one. So it's really simple. We're going to bring our teeth together. So just like this, teeth together. And we're going to breathe in through the teeth. So the air is going to flow past the teeth. We're going to feel it on the inside of our cheeks. And we're going to exhale out the nose as we close the lips. So it's going to look like this. We'll go. Okay. Hands can be in the lap. Take a breath in and out before we start. We'll breathe in and out. And then teeth together. Breathe in through the mouth. Close the mouth, out the nose. Through the teeth, in. Close the mouth, out the nose. Through the teeth. Close the lips, out the mouth. Or nose, sorry. Through the teeth. Close and then out the nose. Through the teeth. Close, exhale out the nose. And at your own pace. One more time wherever you're at. And then pause. Maybe noticing the temperature of the physical body. This breath not only cools us physically, but if we're getting heated with emotions, this is also really powerful to help us cool our emotions. So we can remember our sheet kari breath. Holy shit, it's hot. So you breathe through your teeth. Let's bring our hands to our hearts. And we'll remember to make cool screeching noises every time we turn a corner. Bringing some pizzazz into the things that we often do without thinking. Bring some mindfulness into our day. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Namaste. Thank you, ladies. Such a